You can make up to $1,000 per week selling covered calls, and you can do it two ways. And I'm going to show you those two ways right now, because a lot of people will say, hey, why not just buy one position in Tesla where you can make on average $1,000 a week? Isn't that easier than what you're doing, buying multiple different companies and all that work and selling all the calls on multiple different positions? We're going to break down the pros and the cons of both strategies right now. Should you sell covered calls on one stock that's very expensive per share and has very high premiums, or should you sell covered calls on multiple companies and divide that money up a little bit? So company A, for example, is $28,000 to buy you 100 shares. So it's $280 per share. And the reason that we're doing 100 shares is because that's what you need. You need to own 100 shares to sell one covered call. So immediately lots of retail investors are going to be priced out. A lot of retail investors don't just have $28,000 sitting around that they can roll the dice on, because some of these are really risky. I mean, look at Tesla. It's $350, it's $280, it's $330, it's $290. Some retail investors don't want to take that big of a chance and tie up $28,000, and some people don't have $28,000. So the options premium is $1,000 for $1 out of the money. Now what this means is you buy the stock at $280 per share, costs you $28,000, and as soon as you buy it, you immediately sell a covered call with a strike price of $281. This is because the premium will be the highest, but it's very likely that I sell them weekly. So I buy the stock on Monday, I immediately sell the call, and then I pick the Friday expiration. So we're doing week out options. The reason I do this is because the premiums tend to be a little bit higher on more high risk stocks, and I'm trying to generate weekly income to replace having a 9-to-5 job. If you truly are bullish on this company and you have an investment already in the company, say you bought it when it was $150 a share, and you really love the company, maybe you don't do this particular method. Maybe you don't go $1 out of the money. Maybe you go $10 or $15 out of the money. It decreases the premium, but it also decreases the risk that your shares are going to be called away. They still could, right? There are unusual days in the markets where this $280 stock rockets to $295 or $300 in one day. And if it closes at that price on expiration day, so on Friday of expiration, if it's over the price of your strike price, those shares are gone. You might not want to take that risk on a company you love and really believe in or are bullish on. You might just choose to buy and hold it and be an investor. But if you, like me, are strictly here to make money and you do not care about the upside is capped, Right, yes, I know the upside is capped. Right, I know I could buy it at 280, sell a call at 281, make a high premium, and it goes to 295, and you might say, oh man, I should have traded it that week. That's the trade-off, that's the risk. I say this in every video on this topic. Your goal is to make some of the money, not all of it. If you want to make all of it, then stop being a greedy little pig. Now, the pros are, it's one position. It's very easy to manage. You buy the one position, you sell the one call, you're done. There are very minimal fees, because there are like 60 cents to $1 depending on your brokerage per contract. So you buy 100 shares, you sell one covered call, you pay 60 cents in fees. Not a big deal. Don't freak out about it. The fees are very minimal. But with one position, one small fee. And you could have very high premiums. Now these premiums could fluctuate over time. As the volatility in the stock decreases, so too will the premiums. Also with very volatile stocks, like Tesla for example, you could be in at $350 per share. It could tank on bad news, and it could be $250 and take a very long time to recover. Then you're sitting on a loss. You can't really sell covered calls because you're so far out of the money from your original purchase price that it just is it's a lose-lose. Now, what are some of the cons? For starters, concentrated risk, like we just talked about, and bad news can tank a stock, and you would then be sitting and waiting for it to recover. And of course, you have less flexibility. So this is just one recent example. I was in Hims, Oklo, and Oscar Health. It cost me almost $26,000. I made almost $1,200, 4.6%. But I'm not in all these three companies every week. Some weeks I'm going to say no to Oklo and no to Oscar, and I'll pick other companies. Like a week prior to that, I was still in Hims, I still was in Oklo, but I had Joby and I had Enphase. But Enphase had skyrocketed the following week, and I didn't want to buy it while it was all-time highs, so I pulled back on Enphase. Now, you can see this was 714, but now this week, which is the week of, I don't know, well, it's the 25th today, so what was the first of the week? The 21st? I'm back in Enphase again. And that's what I mean when I say that there's more flexibility here. I can back off on the stock when it's skyrocketing, and after it corrects and pulls back a little, I can buy the stock, sell the covered call, rotate, move them around, switch up the positions that I'm in. All right, hope that helps.